I'm Marnie, and I've been obsessed with documentaries.
And I'm Chrissy. I haven't, but I'm giving it a go.
We watch so you don't have to. Or maybe you do, and just want a completely fact-free synopsis.
Expect spoilers and tangents.
Because we're not here to educate.
We trade accuracy for entertainment every time.
This is the Gist Project.
All right. Well, we're here for another week of the Gist Project.
We keep going.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is week 8. No, it's episode 8.
Episode 8, try 17 times.
Yeah, exactly.
But we keep going.
And action.
Okay, so Moon, here we are. It is Labor Day.
Yep.
Tell me something that happened.
This past week,
Yeah.
I found a new game on the New York Times app.
Oh.
So this brought you Wordle, which I don't like to do because I feel really bad about myself if I can't get it.
Yeah.
I
As you
love
should.
connections,
Mm-hmm.
and I usually do get that. And the new game, I like strands too. So for anybody else playing, strands is a favorite. But
Okay.
they have one, and I might get it wrong, but they call it Pip or Pips.
Okay.
And this has dominoes, and it tells you the conditions. So maybe they equal, maybe they add to a number, maybe it's less than 5 or something. So they have this board, and that you have the conditions on there, and the dominoes have to fit a certain way
So each week the puzzle is slightly tweaked.
each day.
Each day.
Yes, and they have it easy,
Yeah.
medium, okay, you almost got me, and hard. And so I did these puzzles, and the first day it was actually kind of hard.
Which one did you start though?
Easy.
Okay.
That was
Easy was
that
start.
was easy.
Right.
And then the medium, you're getting it, but the hard was quite difficult.
Do they change the same concept but just change the puzzle intensity, I assume?
Yes. So that I'm doing this, and
Where are you doing this?
work.
Okay. Well, you obviously had time.
Well, to be honest, this is what I like to do on my lunch break because I really don't go anywhere.
Sure.
So I do consider that okay.
Absolutely. By the way, so are you sitting in a lunchroom with your face turned off so people know you're deep in thought?
No, I'm just doing this at my desk,
Okay.
and I share an office. And honestly, I think I am really rocking. And then my coworker, James, he also, I show him how to do pips, and he blew my time out of the water. Like here, I thought I'm so smart, but nope. So anyway, that's what I did new this week is New York
Pips?
Times game pips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's not quite as exciting,
Well, what did you do?
but
What did you
along the
learn?
same lines, I finished a crossword puzzle.
Oh, a handwritten.
Yes,
Not-
with pen. With
That's-
pen, Moon.
So when you do a crossword,
Yeah.
do it starts with the cross clues?
Does it?
Yes, one across.
Oh,
Or is it down?
I didn't know there were strategies to it, but I should know that because there are competitions.
Are there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. In fact, again, poor historians, but I did hear of a crossword championship.
I would
Somewhere.
lose. I
Me too.
love a crossword.
Yeah.
But if I'm writing it down, it is a pencil,
Okay.
usually.
Yeah.
If I have ink, I try to write my letters in block so that I can change them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a strategy to redoing your own work. I actually was proud though. I only had to redo like 3, and quite honestly, it was from other people.
Really?
Yeah, where I was like, "Hey, what's a salty snack?" And someone in the house
Said pretzel.
said planters, and I did it, and it was
Oh.
wrong, and it was beer nuts. I'm sorry for
Oh.
anybody who already did the puzzle or is working on the puzzle.
What?
New York Times.
Oh.
Or I'm sorry, the New Yorker.
Yeah.
And then I was really excited about it. And at the very top, it said a puzzle for beginners. So similar to you and James.
Yeah.
Like I got a little dose of humility where it was
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
You're- you're good, but this was meant for you.
Yeah. Hey, great job, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we can both pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah, we did something different out of our comfort zone, and I did it while ignoring my family.
And I did it at work.
Okay, so both, quasi questionable areas of where we should be doing a puzzle.
But here we are.
Here we are. And today we're here to talk about what?
Today's reality show is Fit for TV, The Reality of the Biggest Loser.
Okay.
We watched this one on Netflix.
We did.
And it takes place in 2013 on. So the documentary started in 2013.
It feels like it went on for 100 years.
And at the end, we'll tell you how many seasons it was. But yeah, it was quite the show for quite the time.
So, first impressions.
Unlike a lot of documentaries.
And this is the tile for all of our listeners. This is becoming our thing.
Thomasine is putting it up there on the screen for us.
Yep.
First impression, though, I had actually seen this show. I had seen The Biggest Loser.
Okay.
So you'll find most of these documentaries, I don't have a clue what's going on because I was not, for some reason, I was under the rock.
Yep.
But this one I do know. So that the person on the tile was terribly familiar to me.
Okay.
But sweaty man, I already know it's going to be about working out. And
we saw different tiles again.
What did you see?
I saw a before and after of Jessica Simpson.
This is okay. We definitely have to get 2 tiles up there then.
Yeah.
Because, different.
It was the Netflix pause picture.
Same.
You had a sweaty man?
I had a sweaty man. I had Danny, who we're going to get to, but he was the tile.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I couldn't help it. Because how does this keep happening? I mean, it's a delightful surprise.
It is.
I totally thought we were going to be talking about how it looks like Jessica Simpson. And, before and after.
Right.
Beautiful and beautiful.
Yep.
But different.
Well, I don't think she was ever on the show.
Oh, no.
I don't think there were
she just
celebrities.
Looked like it. And I do believe you did a fantastic job of, I think it was Suzanne.
It was Suzanne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? I never watched the show.
That's who you thought it. So your Jessica Simpson was actually Suzanne.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was I wrong?
I get it. No, you were probably very right. I didn't see your tile.
Yeah, that's right.
But you were probably right. And I saw Danny.
Okay.
So let me just say briefly what this show is about.
Okay.
And then we'll get into the cast of characters. So this is a documentary, and there was 2 producers on this documentary, 1 trainer, 1 host talked, the show's medical professionals, and some contestants. There is also an outside perspective from that journalist, author, podcast host. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say noticeably, Jillian Michaels was a huge trainer. She wasn't on the show. She wasn't doing interviews. And then the audience gets kind of the behind the scenes look at Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell.
It really is.
Yeah.
When I think about this show, I found it... Okay, so no, actually, let's go back. What were you doing for during this show?
I was watching this show.
Okay.
Not from day 1, but I had...
What were you doing in 2003 when it launched?
College.
Yeah.
So still wasn't there. But then when we talk about this, I'm like, I had babies right after college, I guess. And I did. Lucy was born in 2007. So I was watching the show at some point. Like, I remember Danny. I remember that season. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember Tracy that season as well. So I did watch some seasons.
So this show really resonated with you because it takes you back to where you remember these characters.
And quite honestly, like when the producers say that they kind of wanted to be inspirational, I mean, you'd watch and go, I think I can do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't watch it, but what I saw of it, I felt really proud for these people. And I thought, wow, how tremendous. Like this is something that we should celebrate because it seems to bring joy.
Yeah.
These people were very proud of themselves, as they should be. If, and I think we get into the psychology of the show, but
Mm-hmm.
if you are looking to lose weight and as a result feel better,
Yeah.
improve your life. I saw it as this: people were overweight and unhappy, which
Yeah.
the producers said they were looking for.
Well,
So they were
that's
typecasting.
our David, the producer David.
Yep.
That's how he said he thought of this idea, was the help. I think it even said help needed at his local gym. Like, I need a personal trainer to help me lose weight. And then I don't have this creative mind, but he did. And he's like, well, that's a show. I'm like, oh,
Totally.
it's
Yeah.
totally a show. I would pass by that. Help wanted, needed. I would have.
Well,
I probably would have.
I look at the things with the dogs. They're like puppies for sale. And I'm like,
okay.
I might,
How close?
where are those? I might need one. He went so far as to say it gave him a visceral or an emotional reaction because
Yes.
this person obviously was so distraught and needed help.
Mhm.
And the interesting thing is that he was at the gym, but he's not a trainer.
Right. But he did look fit.
He did look, they all looked fit.
Yeah. Well,
Those involved in the back of the show.
yeah.
Can we talk about my favorite character?
Yeah.
Can we just cut right to him?
Cut.
Because I'm obsessed. Bob Harper.
Also a favorite trainer on the show.
Really?
Bob, and they said it, right? They said he was like the Yoda or
Okay.
or yoga, whatever. They said a term. Correct us,
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was slightly intense, but really there to lift you up
Okay.
on the show.
I was obsessed with his earrings.
Yep.
He had at least 4. His dog wanted to come up. Man, can I relate to that?
I thought of you when that part happened.
He's like, Ralph, not now, buddy. And then they're like, it's okay that the dog can be on your lap. And he's like, it's okay. Okay.
Awesome. He's just going to sit here.
And then
Yeah.
he did.
Yep. It was a good dog.
He was. And the style behind his background was quite aesthetically pleasing.
Yep.
I mean,
Bob is your kind of guy.
God,
Tattoos.
yes.
Yes.
And so gay.
Yep. Could you imagine if he was our trainer in our gym?
I wouldn't have left.
We have a similar coach, just not gay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although he could take on a few more piercings.
And maybe be kinder. Maybe take care about what we're doing out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of just barking orders from a hot box.
Telling us we're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Check this out. I mean, I don't mind it when he does give us instruction.
No, we need it. We do need it.
too.
So yeah, Bob's the big trainer.
He is.
And Jillian is the other one.
Okay.
And we saw snippets.
We did.
Was hardcore. I believe she still is hardcore.
Well, did you ever do any of the Jillian Michaels workout videos?
No, I probably dreamt it like, I'll do that on Monday. And didn't.
So I did. In fact,
you really?
yeah.
So you didn't watch the show, but you did that.
Correct. So what's funny about this whole scenario is when throughout the show, they started to get into the merch and how they actually created an industry of this thing, right? So I do remember Jillian Michaels. I think it was, well, first of all, there was Shaun T. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent because I had a journey with these fitness videos. There was Shaun T, T25, 25 minutes of intensity. Okay.
Heck
so
yeah.
did that. So did Jeff. So
Of course.
right. In our living room. It's fun. Jillian Michaels had a series of videos and I did them all and they worked and they were good. And she's beautiful. She's intense.
She's fit.
She's fit.
Terribly fit.
And she had a way about pointing at the video and kind of pumping you up and getting you. And it was like, I don't want to do the leg kick, but I'm going to do the leg kick. So
no excuses with her.
No excuses.
And we could see that on the show too.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have, they started off with Carolyn Ray. Did I even write that down?
No.
Let's go with it. She was a host, but then it goes to Allie Sweeney.
Yes,
the
pretty
host that
quickly.
I remember. Yeah, season 4 and on.
And the interesting thing about that is one of the juxtapositions they called out early is they didn't know what they were doing with the show.
No.
Like, what are we trying to get out of this thing? They had the contestants doing some fairly
weird,
little contests or I don't know, inhumane.
Yeah, this is where I think a good time to mention where is her name?
Joelle,
No,
I'll name a different one. Tracy.
maybe I didn't put.
How do I remember
Who's
these
the
names?
podcast?
Oh,
Audrey?
Aubrey.
Maybe, I did put her on here.
Yep, you did.
Yes.
Aubrey Gordon.
Sorry, Aubrey. But this is a good time to mention her because I didn't piece apart or analyze the show in that way when I'm watching it, but she shows like how those, like you say, it's kind of inhumane, those contests, like build something with only using your mouths, not your hand.
With bread.
And they did a
carbohydrates.
Temptation, things like that. They did.
And look, what we've said about the show all along, we're not mean and we're not going to judge, right? But
you'll see we do.
We do naturally. It's part of our charm.
Yep.
When you're signing up for a TV show, isn't it kind of an implicit expectation that that this is for entertainment purposes? This is not altruistic.
Yeah.
So like Aubrey's position, she's not wrong, but she's also, so this aired in 2003 203 22 years of hindsight.
Yes.
And we've become so much more aware. Social media wasn't a thing, or it was just coming out. I mean, it was called Face Mash at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I made that up, but I think that's what it was called.
Yeah. My face.
All of these things, it was before the dawn of massive trolling. And I think by the time it did get to Tracy and others,
yeah,
as I understand it, then trolling and internet.
Not just that, how are they editing the show?
Yeah.
So like, I think they really did a good job of making her a villain.
So I spoke to Bree after watching this, and I was like, Bree, did you watch this show? She's like, absolutely. And I remember thinking that Tracy was a villain.
Same.
So you did too.
Same. Yep. Get her off.
Really?
Yes, because they did make her that way. I think they did. I think they chose some editing things, but also you can see in her interview, she really is maybe not all sunshine and rainbows, but she was like going through a really rough time in her life.
Right.
She really needed this, it sounded like.
And she also made the comment, I'm going to do this show at all costs.
Yeah.
And then she hinted toward, I know that this is about TV. Yes. I don't think that she was unaware of her role. I think she actually played it.
Yes.
I think she did.
Yeah.
And then as a result, chicken egg, but as a result, she got a lot of attention and that created great TV.
Yeah.
I'm sure she probably didn't understand the magnitude in which they would take blocks of time and then cut it down to just the really villainizing pieces. But so that's our friend Tracy. She has quite the story. Yeah. I mean, whew.
Yeah, she does. And then one of my favorite contestants and people on the show is Danny.
Okay.
So he was season 7.
Wow, you watched for 7 years?
Season 8. No, remember, I didn't watch the first few seasons.
Right. Okay.
So I might have started around season 7 because
that would have been Lucy was 3.
Yeah, maybe. So then, but I do recall Danny.
Okay.
And on the show, and he really did. I mean, you saw in this documentary, he dropped double digits frequently and just kept going down and down and down. And then you see him interviewed in the show and he's back up to his pre-show weight.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, I don't know about that either. He doesn't seem unhappy. He
seems to be embracing wanting to make a change for we're really cutting to the end on Danny, but I think we can come back, right?
Sure.
So Danny is sitting there and he's unhappy with how he has regressed. Yep. And I say that not trying to offend anybody, but he has gone back to his original weight, like you said.
Yep.
And in the end, he does say that he and his wife need to make changes because he said, no one forced me to put that food in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's kind of like anything, right? Like you lose all this weight and then you go on vacation and you're like, woo.
But and I feel like how a lot of us feel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it is like we all need to do things healthy
Mm-hmm.
for our future selves. Well, sometimes it's really hard to do, especially if you have sour gummy worms.
Or Mott's fruit snacks.
Oh, yeah.
I really
Have
like
you had
those.
fruit snacks covered in yogurt meant for kids?
I haven't.
Oh,
but I don't know if I like the sound of that.
I love it.
Raisinets as like a candy?
Oh, no. But these are like little fruit snacks covered with yogurt meant for children. I think Welch's puts them out.
And you eat them.
If you sponsor us, send me some grape ones.
Yeah.
They're hard to find.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because all the children are eating them? Or they're in your pantry?
I mean, are they healthy or not healthy?
Well, they're fine.
No. But yeah, so anyway, they make that stuff and it really is, we can't get into it because we don't know enough about this.
No.
It's not going to stop us from anything, but
Right.
we could talk forever about it. But it is the culture of America, don't you think? Like,
our food is addictive.
Yes.
And human beings are naturally addictive. There's a spectrum, some more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, was it Danny or no? It was, let me check the list. Ryan, who said he secret ate the donuts.
Yeah.
And I think he even said something like, even my wife doesn't know.
Yep. And that is an addictive personality trait. Nothing against you, Ryan.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
man,
sure you're listening.
you called yourself out, and I've also thought to myself, I'm just going to eat this.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
If though, like I say, sour gummy worms are a thing.
Yeah.
For me.
Would you say that's what you shouldn't have in the house?
Yes.
Because you'll eat it?
Yeah.
Because you'll seek it out like a heat-seeking missile.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And usually it's in my car, and then I do eat that.
Sour gummy worms.
Yeah.
I'll have to give some thought as to what mine is. I really like these cookies by Cub Foods.
Oh.
I'm sure that this is going to be a worldwide podcast.
Yeah.
So like Cub Foods, like a Kroger to those in the South. That's where I'm running out. I know they're
Publix,
all Publix.
Some things
there you go.
It's like a grocery store.
They are M&M cookies with a heaping of about this thick lard icing.
Really?
Yep. And then another cookie. Well, that's because nobody really should buy these. These are in the cooler section of the bakery. And then they take the cookies and because there isn't enough sugar there, they roll them in confetti or the sprinkles.
Yeah. The ones from Cub I like are the peanut butter cookies. They are homemade again.
Yep.
Half of them are dipped in chocolate.
Oh.
But it's a peanut butter cookie the whole way. It is so good.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's delightful. So we can't blame anybody.
No, obviously.
We
just
get out of that control scenario, and it really was controlled.
Yeah.
And you're out of it. And then good luck having 800 calories a day.
And exercising for that long?
Yeah.
We go on a walk and I'm like, I'm kind of tired.
That is enough right now. But, and I'm definitely fueling with more than 800 calories.
Yeah. And
for
also
sure.
We have rest. We're not being filmed.
Right.
And we start with a fairly decent base. In fact, I may have completely disrupted our plan. We'll talk about it another time as to how we met regarding the fitness
journey of it.
We'll get there. I'm sure there's going to be another documentary that talks about fitness. This maybe is more around.
Or likely a listener is going to say, hey, you guys look so fit.
Yeah.
How'd you meet?
Well, what is your secret?
Yeah.
So we've got our cast. We talked about David. Can I make a little mention? So to our viewers and our listeners, we do take copious notes.
Oh yeah,
you can't even see it. This just looks like blank pages on the screen.
Looks like this is from Japan.
It is. It's small, but
yep.
So we call it Tiny's because it's her tiny Japanese notebook,
grid paper,
but it's fun to write on.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's not. Mine's just a standard moleskin. But I noticed that there were a lot of bamboo palms.
Yeah.
Did you?
I noticed a ton of plants and I thought, oh, Marty's going to pick up on all these plants.
I sure did.
I did see a snake plant and a cactus.
Yep.
That's what
Where? With whom?
Olivia and Hannah. Those were the
Oh,
sisters.
you're right. Okay,
And
yep.
I don't know if I did put them on. They were contestants, but they were sisters as they are sisters as well.
And they seemed pretty. So as we go through the story of this podcast of this show, there were people who felt very victimized or felt
Just a little bit
used and
Yeah.
abused by the show.
Yeah.
Like in the case of Joelle,
And
Suzanne, Tracy.
Yeah.
There were some people who felt like they wish they wouldn't have done it, kind of a thing. Then there were Olivia and what's the other one's name?
Hannah. Yep.
They were very proud of it and felt it was a good experience
Yeah.
and still feel very positive.
Mm-hmm.
And then somewhere in the middle is like Danny, who's like,
It was what it was.
right.
Yeah.
I did the thing. But, and there were a lot of fiddly ferns or fiddly figs. Fiddly fig?
Fig. Yeah,
Fiddle
leaf.
fiddle leaf fig.
I've heard those plants are really tricky.
I can't. I've tried.
I'm not going to. I've
Yeah.
heard too many bad things about them.
Give up on it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to
Give up now.
Yeah.
Also, Tracy had a Calthea, one that I struggled with. I had one for a year, and I finally gave it to Bree. I was like,
Yeah.
it doesn't like me.
No,
Try to save this thing.
some plants don't like where you're at.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's best to rehome them
Yeah,
because someone will love them.
but there were a lot of plants.
There were. I found that in documentaries, they must take someone's space, determine whether or not it is beautiful enough.
Mhm.
I'm sure there are some scenarios where they rent spaces and then they stage it
Yeah.
as you would.
The girls watch, this is a total tangent, 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Oh,
And I can't help but get sucked into it. But
I
they
love that.
always do their interviews. And it's like, that's not in either one of these houses that I've seen.
really?
Yeah.
Well, they've come a long way because the only time I've watched that show was in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating and horrifying to watch at the same time.
That's how I feel about it. And here I sit crocheting, watching that show.
Mm-hmm.
That's for a different
Mhm.
time. But yeah, so there like we were saying, there's these contestants that loved it. There's some that are indifferent, and there's some that feel that show victimized them in a
Did
way
a disservice.
service. And then we haven't talked about the medical stuff.
I was just going to say Dr. H.
Dr. H. Rob Huizinga or something.
Yep.
And he is a very passionate doctor.
I liked him.
Yes, I think he is a doctor to the stars. They said, wasn't he an NFL?
Yep. The Raiders.
Yeah,
And also testified in O.J. Simpson.
that's what. Yeah, and he is a very made-for-TV doctor.
He is that jawline.
Yes, but he was the person on the show, I feel, that was like, you guys can't do that.
Right.
You've got to do weight loss this way, this way, this way, and they would ignore him.
Which is interesting because when they introduced him at first, or in the beginning, they kind of positioned him as this kind of do anything for the right scenario. Like he was hired for the Raiders because he thought like an athlete and therefore would let some things go, or at least that was my impression.
I got the same impression.
And then you fast forward and he's the one who has a conscience throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, because he knows you cannot exercise 6,000. You can't aim for 6,000 calories off.
Yep. A day.
Of 800 in a
Right.
day. Yeah, that's too big of a negative.
And he was also very clear with the trainers who, and I love how Bob said that, well, doctors sometimes have a God complex.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm doing that impression.
But the trainers don't.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, but you don't, Bob.
Yes.
No, you can be my God, and I hope we're best friends.
Yeah.
Also, Dr. H, if you are taking on new celebrities, we're right here.
clients. Yeah, exactly. Or send out Stephanie or Susan. No, Susan was a contestant. Jennifer Kearns.
Yeah.
That was an interesting case because she
was.
was a contestant turned medical staff.
Well, Right. And was it so going through medical school,
Mm-hmm.
experience something that would have been pretty traumatic?
Yeah.
Who had, I don't know, like who hasn't had that story in their life where somebody is mean to you and it sticks with you still to
Yeah.
this day?
Yeah.
I remember in fifth grade, the boys were picking up the girls arm and leg and swinging them around. And they got to me and they were like, we can't do you. You're too fat.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that sticks.
It sticks
Yeah.
with you. And now I know the guys and they're adults and I think they would be horrified at the thought that they would have said
Mm-hmm.
something so cruel, but they're kids or in scenarios when you speak or allow your inner thoughts to be heard,
Yeah.
it can really hurt people. So here she is sitting in a desk. I think they were doing something really weird in this class because they had to watch sex
Watching-
of all sorts.
Yes. Yes. And they were watching the
How
abuse.
uncomfortable.
I did not go to medical school, but I'm a nurse practitioner, but I missed that class.
I'm not any of those things, and I've watched a lot of porn.
Yeah.
Does that make me qualified?
Well, did you seek out different kinds of porn?
I guess I didn't seek out the kind that they essentially classified kinds of porn, which
I know there's kinds of porn.
right.
But I guess I didn't know there's kinds of porn.
I didn't either. It
Did
didn't
they even say geriatric?
I wish they would have.
Okay, because
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch that. I don't think I'd want to watch the obese. There's a lot I really wouldn't want.
I actually don't want to watch any of it.
No, you're
Remember?
right.
We're 44 and that's not our priority.
No, you're right. You're right.
So she had that experience where somebody said something about that being disgusting and she felt really uncomfortable in her body. And that was her impetus
Yes.
to wanting to go on the show,
Mhm.
which is pretty strong because here's another observation. How do these people get out of their jobs for 6+ months?
Good question. I couldn't. I'm struggling to get a day off.
Right. I mean, you must have some sort of arrangement with your job because the other poignant fact is they got phone calls and then they had to hop on a plane as if they were joining
Like
some
the
sort of
next
secret military.
Yes. Yes.
And then go hole up in a hotel in Hollywood doing God knows what, signing
For-
papers.
Yeah. Signing those giant papers without a lawyer.
Moon, I have a confession.
What?
I wouldn't have read it.
Nope. I for sure wouldn't. I'm the scroll to the bottom.
Yeah.
The box.
Exactly.
I have signed my life away, I'm sure.
100%. In fact, when they said that they were reading it, I wrote down that I should read contracts.
Say what?
I know. I did I took that away.
GPT now and say, is this okay for me?
Right. Like, what should I worry about with this?
Exactly.
What does this mean to me?
Actually, I don't want to know.
No, that's why you just scroll to the right, the bottom, because you trust.
I'm a person that thinks I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right.
So what am I signing contracts for anyway? But
yeah, it's just so that they get what they want. And at the end of the day, if we have a disagreement, we'll probably come back and I'll be like, oh, fuck, I missed that.
yeah, because I missed every other thing.
I did.
Huge scrollable.
I didn't read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Allie Sweeney looks the same, but not in a bad way.
No. She was always she played her role well.
Did she?
As the cheerleader, the kind person, the supportive hostess. She did a good job.
One of the through threads or red thread, as they say, was that throughout the duration of the show, psychological needs were uncovered and the need to talk about things or perhaps unbury or unlock truths about why this weight or eating habits have manifested themselves poorly, right? So one of the takeaways I had was that there really wasn't anybody trained.
Yeah.
And this isn't a Marnie epiphany. I think they actually said this, that there wasn't anybody with formal training in psychology to be more, I don't know, prescriptive about the way that they're helping these people through this change.
They missed the boat with that. Because Joelle's a great example. She really could identify like, oh, I was yelled at as a child, and when Bob was yelling at me, and there was no way to get through that.
Right.
And so she was kind of villainized as well.
Was she?
Yeah.
So she was
kicked off right away. And the partner she went with kind of, I don't know if they're still friends, but it seemed like that ruined their friendship.
So let's never go on Biggest Loser.
Never.
That would suck. That's an immediate takeaway.
Yeah.
The second, also on that note, I had no idea there was a voting process.
Oh yes, of course. It's reality TV. You got to get people off of there.
Well, what was the voting about? Was it like, do we like this person?
Basically, I mean,
Have
like,
we lost enough weight?
did you pull? Well, you were not up for a vote unless you didn't lose enough. If you lost enough weight, you were safe.
What's enough?
To not be in the bottom two, maybe. I'm just trying to recall.
Okay.
But it was like if you lost 12 pounds that week, you're likely safe. If you lost 2, be careful.
Okay. You better have been nice.
Bottom. Yeah. I'll say that they missed the things that they missed were the psychology aspect and having a mental health professional, and then the aftercare that they kind of talked about.
Yeah, let's skip to that because, I mean, this brings in Dr.
Huizinga H?
No, Dr. Cooler?
Oh, I don't.
Dr.
Kearns?
No, well, so Dr. Kearns was on the show. Dr. Huizinga, we secretly love with his jawline. I do have to say, when they were showing pictures of him younger, he looked a little bit like Addison.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I hope Addie keeps that jawline.
He's a handsome man.
Yeah, but there was a Dr. Cooler, I believe. I'm disappointed in myself. I called him Dr. K, and then I noted that he looks like he's 12 years old. But I think that's actually just me jealous that he is a beautiful man who's also a physician,
sure,
and on TV.
Yeah,
so he's really winning in life, and he was really smart. He only had one plant in his background though, and I couldn't tell what it was.
I don't even know that I wrote anything about Dr. K.
He was toward the end.
Yeah, what did he say?
Well, I don't really remember other than the fact that he was brought in because he was doing kind of like the retrospective, you're killing their metabolisms.
Oh, yeah.
He was the one who brought up the caffeine pills, and then they started piling on with all of the investigative journalism.
And there was a study done, and this is something that really gets under my skin. Do your own research. But the study sample was Biggest Loser contestants who agreed to the study.
Which was 14.
14. And so I just can't say, yeah, that's evidence-based research.
Right. And that's what Dr. K was saying too.
Yeah.
There was no control group.
And Dr. H sued.
Yeah.
Over that study.
He sure did.
Yeah.
And he also sued Joelle.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's got his little, be careful what you say about Dr. H.
Well, we're saying all positive things. In fact, again, like
we are.
I love Dr. Kitzman. So Dr. Kitzman remains a part of my and Sandy Lauer.
Yeah.
Staying in my, but I'll bring on Dr. H as well.
Yeah. If he,
for whatever
that
may look like. I've got a quote, totally off topic.
Bring it.
Joelle said, suffer and succotash.
Oh, I like that.
Did you catch that?
No, but she also said, fuck you, Bob.
She did.
Harper.
And at that point, I thought, Joelle, this is where you and I part, because I love Bob and Ralph, his dog.
Yeah.
And I think she said, fuck you, Bob, and your little dog, too.
She did. Yeah. It was interesting. I feel like we're getting near the end, and it was interesting how then, we didn't say a lot about Suzanne, but I didn't see her on the show. She was in season 2 or
she was kind of in the beginning, and she was at the end. So it's not like she had a storyline. Danny lost all the weight, put all the weight back on. Joelle essentially had a really bad experience and felt tainted. The sisters, great experience.
Yes. Ryan, a little bit indifferent.
Who's Ryan again?
He was the donut eater.
Oh, yeah. He was the first one. So he was like the guinea pig.
Yep. And Tracy, she was in the show a lot.
Yeah. And she had a journey, man, between rhabdomyolysis, which has been, for another time when we talk about our fitness journey, that being a real thing. You're right. And then we also didn't talk a lot about Aubrey, the podcast gal. She had a podcast. She's written a book, and she was very opinionated about Biggest Loser.
Yep. She had thoughts on it, and they weren't wrong thoughts.
They weren't wrong.
They were just, these were thoughts I would not think about it because I was a fan of the show.
Right. And as a non-fan, or I would say a voyeur,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought they were helping. But when you do peel back
You
the
hear it,
onion,
yeah.
one quote she said that I would like to call out is that, so she's like, you never know what it feels like to be invisible and stared at the same time.
Right.
That was really powerful. And that made me think, wow, that would be a terrible feeling to walk around with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
She brought a lot of truths to the surface, I think, but things that being an oblivious person, I really didn't think about
right.
until she said it.
Yeah, it was kind of like, thanks for the entertainment. Glad you lost the weight.
Yep.
So most people put weight back on, which also when you're doing things to that level of intensity, there is going to be some regression back to normal. Like, body keeps the score, or
Right.
do the fat cells really go away? I don't know.
And then we didn't talk about Bob had a heart attack. And so Mr.
Yes.
Fit. And so it can happen to anybody. And there was no indicator outwardly that Bob, but heart attacks have a lot to do with genetics.
They sure do.
And you can't out exercise your genetics, and you can't out eat your I say that to patients a lot. Like,
yeah,
there is a lot to be said about the genes you were born with. And it's hard to change that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible to change that, but
I mean, you try to live the healthiest life you possibly can.
We talk about modifiable risk factors and not modifiable. And obviously, genetics are not a modifiable risk factor.
Right.
And then Bob and Jillian were very close, and they never talked after that heart attack.
Yeah.
So they were really, really close. And that was on the show, and you could see it and feel it.
Right. That hurt my heart. They didn't get into it. It was obvious he wasn't going to go much further.
No.
She declined to be interviewed.
Yep.
She was also busted for giving caffeine pills, which are harmful.
Yep.
Those were taken off the market. I do remember taking what was that?
Stackers was on the show.
Yeah, Stackers was on the show, but I took one of the Herbalife or what.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to forget it. Somebody can put this in the comments as to like what was eventually removed because it had pseudoephedrine or
sure,
fen.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I took that. Loved it because you could really get your miles in on the treadmill. But I guess in closing, and of course, we never really do these shows much justice in terms of like really being able to get to the root of the issue.
Yeah.
But like, I really want to say these people were brave.
Oh, yeah.
Like brave. Like, putting yourself on a TV show even when you feel good is brave.
In a sports bra or no shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. And knowing that you're going to be judged, that was huge. So I think, yeah. And then I think especially Danny coming back to do this, having gained that weight back, that would be really hard to do too.
He said his first inkling was, no, I don't want to be on this show. And I think the beautiful moment there with Danny, and I find Danny to be so affable and relatable and like telling it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to say, my first reaction was, no, I don't want to put myself out there again, which I can only imagine how much like PTSD in a sense he would have for an experience like that, having gone through the judgment and the trauma. But then to say, but the opportunity is for not just me, but for other people like me. And I thought that was a really great way to say, to wrap it up and essentially acknowledge that this happened, this was a thing, we can do better.
Moving on. I know it's a chapter.
And quite honestly, maybe I'm living under the rock and I've crawled under your rock. Mm-hmm. Is reality TV still a thing?
I think in a way.
Okay.
Maybe there's a documentary about it, but like Love Island?
You're right. You're right. Our daughters are obsessed with that.
Yeah. And then there's these shows now that like they feature some of the same players in a different dating. It's not even dating. They're just hooking up and making.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. No judgment. I could get sucked into these things, but I choose not to.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's really not. Maybe there is, and we're just not watching it because we don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah. So you're right. Would you rather watch that show again or would you rather spend 45 minutes blowing up balloons?
Watch The Biggest Loser again or the documentary?
The documentary.
I'd watch it again, I guess. Yeah.
You don't want to blow up balloons for 45 minutes?
Not really.
Do you know why I ask?
I mean, why?
Because I have to do that.
Why?
Well, it's Piper's birthday this week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff did round
You're
one.
blowing them up with your own lungs?
Some of them.
Okay.
There are different size balloons.
Yeah.
So we did get one of those blowers, but it and then it doesn't go very fast. Granted, we don't have the industrial size where you and then
Yeah.
but Jeff did one of the packs, but it's her 16th birthday. So I was
Yeah.
like, Jeff, I think we need to do two packs.
We got to get more balloons.
Double balloon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's on the to-do.
that's on the to-do.
Yeah. Well, I'll say, The Biggest Loser was canceled after 17 seasons.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
so if we can get there, man.
wow.
17
Can you
seasons.
imagine? They 258 shows,
Wow.
34,033 pounds lost. Okay.
Wow.
Sounds good.
How
All
I
right,
know that?
see you later.
Wow.
I watched a little thing on Reddit.
Oh, good for you.
Mhm.
So we're doing research above and beyond, and we're going to get there.
One step at a time.
250 episodes for us to go to reach that number.
You're right.
8's under the belt.
We've got it.
Yep.
Well, should we do it again?
Let's do it again next week.
Well, there you have it. You may have picked up on a fact or two.
Or just convinced yourself you did.
Either way, that's the GIST Project. Never educational, but always entertaining.